Hello, you're tuning in the English News Bulletin on QPVN channel. I'm Châu Nguyễn, and now let me keep you up to date with the headlines. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính works with leaders of U.S. universities. Vietnam People's Army rescue contingent starts searching for earthquake victims in Myanmar. Overseas Vietnamese in Osaka celebrate Home King's death anniversary. Working with leaders of 21 leading universities of the U.S. who are in Vietnam to attend the International Academic Partnership Program 2025, or IAPP for short, on March the 31st, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính asked universities of the two countries to augment cooperation in education and training through practical projects and help Vietnam train high-quality human resources for new sectors. The Prime Minister said that Vietnam has issued a number of important documents and policies on developing education, training, and science technology to make fundamental and comprehensive innovation in these sectors. The U.S. ambassador to Vietnam and representatives of U.S. universities highly appreciated Vietnam's development strategy, saying that at the IAPP 2025 program, 21 U.S. and 30 Vietnamese universities exchange many cooperation contents, focusing on the fields of STEM, digital transformation, green energy, international law, agriculture and sustainability, healthcare, education, Southeast Asian studies, and Vietnamese language studies. Appreciating the sharings by the delegates, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính believed that the Vietnam-U.S. educational and training cooperation in the coming time will be more effective, contributing to the development of each country and the comprehensive strategic partnership between the two countries, as well as to peace, cooperation, and development in the world. The National Conference on Grasping and Implementing some New Documents of the Secretariat on Ethnic and Religious Work was held on March the 31st in Khánh Hòa Province by the Party Central Committee's Commission for Information, Education and Mass Mobilization, under the chair of its head, Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa. The event also saw the attendance of Deputy Prime Minister Mai Văn Chính, Lieutenant General Đỗ Xuân Tụng, Vice Chairman of the General Political Department, and leaders of ministries, central agencies, and localities. The delegates were briefed on a number of new contents and documents of the Secretariat on Ethnic and Religious Work. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Nguyễn Trọng Nghĩa affirmed that over the past time, the party and government have issued a number of guidelines and policies on ethnic and religious work, which have been concretized by party committees and organizations at all levels, ensuring equality, solidarity, respect, and mutual support among ethnic groups for development. In the coming time, party committees and organizations at all levels and relevant ministries, agencies, and localities are to continue grasping, concretizing, and organizing thoroughly the party's guidelines on ethnic and religious work in the current situation, preserving and promoting the fine traditional cultural values of ethnic minorities, augmenting resources of religions for the cause of national development, proactively preventing and resolutely combating activities that take advantage of ethnicity, belief, and religions to cause disorder and divide the great national unity and religious unity. On March the 31st, General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff and Deputy Defense Minister, received a delegation from the Lao People's Army, led by Lieutenant General Văn Thông Bu Tạ Vong, Deputy Chief of the General Staff, during the official visit to Vietnam. On behalf of the Central Military Commission and the Ministry of National Defense, General Nguyễn Tân Cương extended his best wishes to the Lao delegation and expressed confidence in the success of their visit. Sharing insights from over a decade of involvement in UN peacekeeping, General Nguyễn Tân Cương highlighted that Vietnam has deployed nearly 1,100 personnel to missions in the Central African Republic, South Sudan, and RBA. These include 3 engineering units and 6 Level 2 field hospitals. Vietnam's participation is under strict party and state leadership, aligns with national interest, constitutional and legal frameworks, and adheres to the UN Charter and international law. Vietnam actively contributes to post-conflict recovery and peace building for humanitarian purposes. Lieutenant General Van Thong Putavong shared that the Lao People's Army is preparing units to participate in the UN peacekeeping areas, such as military medicine, engineering, demining, and disaster response. He expressed hope that Vietnam would support Laos through training, technical guidance, and sharing experience in working with the UN and in multinational environments. General Cuong welcomed Laos' commitment to UN peacekeeping and affirmed that Vietnam is ready to support and share its experience based on Laos' specific needs. Earlier the same day, the Lao delegation held a working session with the Vietnam Department of Peacekeeping Operations to exchange experience related to UN peacekeeping operations. The same day, CHINH Lieutenant General Lê Huy Vịnh, Deputy Minister of National Defense, inspected combat readiness at Regiment 285, Division 363 under the Air Defense Air Force Service. CHINH Lieutenant General Lê Huy Vịnh directly observed and encouraged the troops on duty and in training. He praised the professionalism, readiness, and strong sense of responsibility shown by troops of Regiment 285. Notably, the unit has swiftly adapted to and mastered new military equipment developed and upgraded by the Theo Military Industry and Telecoms Group, now deployed to support training and enhance combat capabilities. He commended the close coordination between Viettel and the Air Defense Air Force Service in conducting training and technical familiarization for officers and soldiers. In the coming time, CHINH Lieutenant General Lê Huy Vịnh urged continued cooperation to ensure training programs are conducted according to proper procedures, with absolute safety for both personnel and equipment, maintaining a high level of readiness to firmly safeguard the nation's skies. Upon arrival in Naypyidaw, the head of the Vietnamese Search and Rescue Team met with representatives from Myanmar's Fire Services Department under the Ministry of Home Affairs and Theo Keo So-win, Minister of Hotels and Tourism. Both sides quickly agreed on operational procedures, methods, and coordination for ongoing search and rescue efforts. After landing at Yangon International Airport, the Vietnamese team traveled nearly 500 kilometers by road, arriving in Naypyidaw at around 3 a.m. on March the 31st. Following initial discussions, Vietnam deployed 10 military and police personnel for a field survey. Based on the assessment of the area and potential trapped victims, the team will mobilize sniffer dogs, engineering units, radar, and audio-visual search equipment to pinpoint exact locations. The military contingent is also prepared to dispatch 30 Army medics and establish a mobile treatment unit capable of providing on-site first aid. As part of the humanitarian support, the Vietnamese team donated 30 tons of dry food to Myanmar authorities for distribution to earthquake victims. Immediately after the meeting, the team proceeded to the search site, located 25 kilometers away. Coming up next, Vietnam and China starts construction of new road bridge over Red River. Overseas Vietnamese in Osaka celebrate Hung King's death anniversary. On March the 31st, Lao Cai Province of Vietnam and Yunnan Province of China held a groundbreaking ceremony for a new road bridge over the Red River, connecting Ba Sa District of Vietnam and Ba Sa District of China. The project brings to life the joint statement made by General Secretary To Lâm and Chinese President Xi Jinping, as well as agreements between the two governments. It is also a highlight in this year's celebrations of the 75th anniversary of the Vietnam-China diplomatic ties. The bridge is expected to be completed before June 30th, 2026, and will be the fourth bridge in Lao Cai's border economic zone. Alongside other major infrastructure projects, including Sapa International Airport, the standard gauge Lào Cai Hà Nội Hải Phòng Railway, and the expansion of the Nội Bài Lào Cai Expressway Yên Bái Lào Cai section to 4 lanes. This bridge is set to help Lào Cai become a growth hub and a key trade gateway linking Vietnam, ASEAN countries, and Southwest China. From a country that once had to import food, Vietnam has risen to become one of the world's top 3 rice exporters, making a significant contribution to global food security. This achievement not only reinforces the position of the agricultural sector, but also highlights the remarkable transformation of the rural economy. Notably, high-quality rice varieties like ST24 and ST25 have elevated the global reputation of Vietnamese rice. Beyond that, the agricultural sector is aiming for an export target of $65 billion in 2025. In 2024, the rice sector set a target of exporting 8 million tons. However, by the end of the year, exports has surpassed 9 million tons, generating $5.67 billion. The Philippines remained Vietnam's largest rice importer, accounting for 46.1% of total exports. In 2025, political exchanges and climate issues will lead countries to strengthen their domestic food security. Vietnamese businesses will also need to adjust and operate accordingly to meet global demand. Not just rice. By diversifying its products range and sectors, Vietnam's agriculture is continuously expanding its market. Notably, the halal market, with an annual trade value of $2 trillion, offers significant growth potential for Vietnamese agricultural products. Most products in Vietnam are agricultural and seafood, which is a great strength. Our niche market includes Islamic countries such as Malaysia, Indonesia, Brunei, Singapore, and the Philippines, as well as Arab nations, Northern Europe, and the global market. The value it brings is substantial. Muslim consumers have strong purchasing power, especially in their daily necessities. Analyzing both advantages and challenges, the Ministry of Agriculture and Environment affirms its commitment to achieving growth targets, with agricultural, forestry, and fishery exports expected to reach $65 billion. We are confident that the 5 key goals assigned by the Prime Minister to the agricultural sector will be achieved. With strong determination from the very beginning of 2025, we aim for a growth rate of 3.4 to 3.5% and to reach $65 billion in exports by the end of the year. The market remains unpredictable. However, the achievements of 2024 will serve as a crucial foundation for 2025. With the advantage of being a major supplier of agricultural products and food to the global market, the agricultural sector expects that the $65 billion export target could be within reach. During the 2025 Vietnamese Cultural Festival held on March 30th, 2025 in Sakai City, Osaka, Japan, a large number of overseas Vietnamese recreated the celebration of the Hung King's death anniversary, together forming a map of Vietnam and organizing many activities to spread Vietnamese culture to Japanese friends. In his opening speech, Mr. Ngô Trịnh Hà, the Vietnamese Consul General in Osaka, highlighted the significance of the event as an opportunity to preserve and promote the Vietnamese culture, while serving as a bridge to bring Vietnam's vibrant image and warm-hearted people closer to its Japanese friends. The festival also creates an ideal occasion for the Vietnamese community to gather, exchange ideas, strengthen solidarity, and support each other in their journey toward integrating with Japanese society. I think this will be a good opportunity for Japanese people to exchange with and learn more about Vietnamese friends. Sakai City will continue to provide some forms of support, whether in finance or personnel. The highlight of the festival lied in the Vietnamese map formation that drew the participation of many overseas Vietnamese, affirming the Vietnamese sovereignty as well as expressing the patriotism of the Vietnamese community in its Kansai region. In addition to the recreated celebration of the Hung King's death anniversary in a respectful and solemn manner, the festival also featured vibrant performances, including the showcase of 100 áo dài and checkered scarves, along with captivating music and dance performances. And that's all for now. Remember, you can always watch news again at qpvn.vn. Now, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.